Hello my loves, I'm Ellie Frost, and on this channel we are talking about elevating your consciousness and radically healing and shifting from narcissistic abuse into your sovereign power, authenticity, a much better life, which starts with waking up to the truth spiritually, energetically, emotionally, physically, to what's going on, knowing how to use the right tool for the root cause of what you're going through, which I talk a lot about in the videos. Yeah. Coming into our own authentic power and sovereignty, which means a relationship with ourselves, right? That is sovereign, so that we're an energetic match to our true life. And that we can start manifesting what we want to create in our lives and break trauma bonds, chains, abuse cycles, all that stuff, which is extremely heavy, but in my work, very fast. If you come into sovereign, it's like nothing you've ever done. I give you energetic work, which is a bit like a meditation, but they're transmissions where you just listen to them. Everything's bite-sized to fit into your daily life. No segments more than 20 minutes. There's 6 modules and a number of segments per module, but you do it self-paced. It's open now. I don't just leave it self-study because I hold an energy in that container and support it. If you want to come in, I'd come in. If you're serious, if you want to go deeper, I can't do it like here. This work is really good. This work will shift you. Everything I show on YouTube is a transmission, giving you tools, giving you information and moving you. But if you really want to go deep and come into your sovereignty, come into sovereign. It's very affordable and the work is like nothing you've ever seen. It's not hard. It's not meant to I don't overload your intellect. I don't educate you much on narcissists. I bring you, into your authentic power so that you know how to navigate life and from your truth, from your authenticity, from your sovereignty. So you're not a match to narcissist. You've got strong boundaries and values in place, and at the end you release trauma. There's heart healing and trauma release, but it's a very different process, right? So if you're asking me about that, I mean, time investment wise, it's nothing compared to years in therapy. It's 6 modules, the no segments more than 20 minutes. Each energy activation and clearing is 10 minutes to listen to. You do them on repeat so they affect your consciousness, but it's unique work. It will break you through. Like if you're serious, then it's the thing to do. It's nothing. It's such a low risk as well. Like, I understand some people are in financial hardship. I was there, and when I was there, you bet your bottom dollar I invested every penny, like I've said, in anything that would help me grow. And the sad thing about that was I spent thousands and thousands and thousands and thousands not getting anywhere, right, until I developed a modality that actually worked. For $555, you'll not find anything as effective on the planet, and it will that I know of, and it will complement everything we're doing. But here, so join that if you can. It's not open forever. I don't let you self-study it because it's a unique experience that I hold energetic for. I'm not ready to put that out in a self-study way. I'm thinking about how I can develop that work, but I just have to stay in integrity with what I know, which is that I'm not happy to have it unsupported. So at the moment it's open and I'm in there. You do it in your own pace. It's not live modules, but it means that I'm holding an energy for you there. I bespoke everything to the collective. It's how I work as a healer. It works. And I have other self-study courses on my website, but this is very different in this kind of work to the level of support I want to give. So it's the best I've got. It's what I know how. If you're serious and you want to go deeper, the investment's nothing compared to what you get. If you're not in a position to make that investment, I'm not telling you to. I'm saying that I know what that's like, but I also know that the decision if I had that at the beginning of my journey, my life I'd have accelerated very, very quickly. And over time, I spent a lot more money than that, and I went through complete poverty in my life. So I understand that, and I also understand what it takes to move, right? And it does require a commitment from you. It does require an investment from you. And that one's very affordable. I could charge a lot for the work I do, but I don't. Coaches at my level charge a lot more than that for a time. And I'm just saying that because it's the truth. I wanted to do something for the masses. I wanted to do something that's accessible, but it has to be the right energetic exchange. And that is something worth coming into. So yeah, people email me about that. Look, it's not comparable. I'm doing something that's multidimensional that it's not comparable to what's out there. The reason I created it was because there's nothing like it out there. Nothing is affordable, nothing is quick, nothing is easy to fit into your life, nothing that works with people who've got overloaded minds and completely traumatized energy systems. I don't talk much about narcissists in there. We really do something different to give you the shift. That's that piece. Let's talk about what to do, right, when you've got no contact with a narcissist and they start contacting you, or if you're co-parenting, right, you're in situations where you can't get away. The point of this is the narcissist is looking to hook you again. It's looking for a weakness in your energetic and emotional field so they can get their hook in. What you're going to do when you come back into some kind of regulation is start thinking this is a person that you can deal with. That's a disaster, right? Because if you try and appeal to a narcissist on any way in terms of empathy, compassion, being reasonable, that's not what they're after. They're not after resolution. They're not after harmony. They're after siphoning your life force energy and destructing your life, right? So that they can take from you. So what you want and what they want are two different things. I've worked with many people who are co-parenting, right? And the hardest thing about that is, you know, if you're the non-narcissist, then you're going to want the best for your kids. The narcissist doesn't care. Kids are pawns to the narcissist. It's just another thing that they can use to get what they want. They don't have empathy. Someone said, well, do they have empathy for other people? Nope. They're devoid of empathy. Yeah, they have cognitive empathy in terms of it. So it's like an intellectual empathy. They kind of study what it is and fake it, but no real empathy, right? So anything they can use in their great scheme of things, I've made a lot of videos on this, how everything's a scheme, everything's a strategy. That's why they've got flying monkeys, allies and enablers. Everything is a strategy with them. So the only way you can deal with a narcissist is to be strategic too, and to stop and break the spell of thinking this is a rational, emotional human being that you can reason with. You've got to know that. So watch everything I've put on here to wake up, right? So when they hoover you or come back, it's not because they love you. It's not because they miss you. I did a video on what the apology means. Basically, it's fake. It's a ploy. And it's another, and when they get one over on you, they laugh about it behind your back, by the way. When they hoover you and love bomb you again, they just think you're even more pathetic and you deserve what you get from them. That's kind of the energy of it, right? I'm not saying I know exactly what they think, but I know the energy. Yeah, it's smug, it's entitled, it's a violation. And, you know, a narcissist is so entitled, it won't matter how much time has gone past, how awful the behavior has been. They still think on one level they could get you back. They think you're that pathetic and that weak. That's what they think about you. Right? That is why you will notice sometimes it's decades and a narcissist could hoover you back. They might have done awful things with you. I know people have been put in hospital, physical violence and stuff, right? People don't understand people who get in violent relationships. But when you understand narcissism, then you can, because the addiction's so strong, right? And you keep getting violated to a point where it doesn't matter what they do to you. You're addicted in this. It's more than an addiction. I'm going to call it something more than that. It's an enmeshment. It's something else. But like, it's like they are not going to be accountable for any of the horrific things they've done to you. And when they come back just as entitled. Like I said yesterday, normally they won't be that apologetic or it's fake in such a deep way, but often the apology won't even come first. It will be the distance, then the love bomb again, then the hoover. You know what I mean? And if that doesn't work, they'll try some kind of weird apology that has no heartfelt connection in it whatsoever. Imagine if you'd done a tenth of what the narcissist has done to you, how remorseful you'd feel, how guilty you'd feel, how much therapy you'd be in probably, how much you'd want to make amends. That is not what they're doing. This is not right behavior. It's not coming from any kind of soul-heart connection. They're a detached soul with an entity of consciousness that they are subscribing to, allowing themselves to cooperate with. They think they're better than you. They think they're entitled to you. And every time you fall for it again, they think you're weak. So when they hoover you, love bomb you, you watch every video I've made on YouTube. Think about it. Think about your life. Sometimes you don't think your life's worth it. If you think that's all there is in your life yet, right, then you've still got a bit of, I'm going to talk that more to you, but spiritual work to do. Yeah? Because if you think that's all your life is worth on this planet, I'm telling you it's not. It's not. You're worth so much more than that. There's so much more for you, but you've got to break the spell first, right? This is not God's plan for your ultimate life. People are saying, why isn't God helping me? And I'm telling you why. He is helping you. He is helping you, but you live in a consensual universe of free will. And if you consent to your life being like this, he can't intervene. Yeah? There is divine intervention, but you've got to be a cooperative component, which I'm going to teach you about. Secondly, if you're co-parenting, you've got to treat this like business, you've got to learn to strip the emotions out. You're not dealing with a human being, not at the level that you think you are, not that's attached to humanity. They're going to use everything strategically and as a pawn. So for example, say you say Wednesday, 5 p.m, you take the kids. Yeah. The narcissist is going to always try and violate your boundaries, always try and push it. And the minute they do that, it's normalized. So they're going to use that against you as now I get to just like show up whenever I want. Now I get Saturdays as well. Now I get to be late. They're looking to push you the whole time. So you need to be very clean, very stern, and very exact. Know exactly what you're agreeing to, what the consequences are of violation of it, and do not get duped. Stay firm. If I say you're picking the kids up Wednesday, 5 p.m, yeah, I'm going to have a consequence. If he's 15 minutes late, it's a no-show. I do this with my clients, right? I've done that for years. I've been in business for 10 years. If my client doesn't come on the call within 15 minutes, it's a no-show and they don't get a refund. That's not with trauma release work that I do. I don't do single set, but like that's how I've done it. I've helped big CEOs build businesses. If they don't show up for their call, it's on them. My boundaries there, it's very clear to them. I'm not like going to change my whole schedule because of it, right? So I'm very, very clear with things. That's not dealing with narcissists. That's how I run a business. That's how I've had, because this isn't my only thing I've done in my life. I've just done this because I feel like it's the most important thing I'll ever do on the planet right now. But like, I spent years helping people develop businesses around who they are, what they love, doing great things for humanity, right? So it's kind of aligned, but like, this wasn't necessarily what I saw myself doing, which is now what I think is the most important thing I do right now. Saying that, I understand boundaries and standards and having consequences. So with the narcissist, they're looking to push you. Don't reason with them. They're not reasonable. Drop the cognitive dissonance. Stop thinking of this illusion fantasy of this fairy tale that cannot exist with them. They don't want the happy family. That's why you're not with them. They don't want the relationship. It's hard to see your children when you know what the narcissist is, but you've just got to put the rights. You're in charge of that relationship as much as you can be. And if they've taken your children away, it's a different video. And I'll think about how to explain that to you. Or you might need some personal one-on-one coaching, to be honest with you. Like, come on. But like the, dynamic needs to be on your terms as much as it can be. And when you do it, with a narcissist, you can't give them an inch, they'll take a mile. And they'll use it against you, and you're going to open up a whole world of stress again in your life. So if at 5 o'clock on Wednesday they pick up the kids, the rule is if you're 15 minutes late, it's a no-show and you don't get to see them. You do not give them another day. You do not budge from the thing. Now, I'm not like that with my clients. Like we can negotiate on things, but sometimes. But I am pretty strict on things. I understand boundaries in this universe, and I understand how to, be in control of my own life in a partnership way. But with a narcissist, you can't give them anything. So if they don't show up, they wait till next week. End of story. This is how you take control. You are not here to be pushed and pulled by them. The minute you give them an inch, they're going to take a mile. So if you're co-parenting, get very clear on what your plan is. It's business only. Strip all emotion out. Know what the rules are. Your rules. Go for your best case scenario. Don't think about, I don't know if I'll go for this. Start with, in an ideal situation, how would I want this co-parenting relationship to look like? Yeah. You write the rules, you think about the consequences. If they don't follow them, no show, no contact, no explanation, no labouring on. Things should be crystal clear. In business, it's crystal clear. I say to my clients, this is what it costs, this is what we do. It's crystal clear. It's not up for negotiation. This is how business works. So with a narcissist, when you're co-parenting, business mind. Business mind. This is not the person who wants to create a fairy tale of the perfect family. This is a narcissist, incapable of that. Stop projecting that illusion. And if they're hoovering and love bombing you, watch every video here and think about wake up before you respond. Every time you give in to them, connect with them, read their poisonous words, you are opening a portal, a vortex for them to suck you in. And it's like that energetically. You want to just make sure you close that bind. And if you have to deal with them, you strip your emotion. You do not come into the portal because it's a vortex that will suck you in. If you let it, you keep it business as only as much on your terms as you can. All right, my loves, any questions, let me know. Lots of love. I'll speak to you soon.